Can't work under these conditions. All right, so promised we would show you a little bit more on how we're doing the rear radiator. So the next step after we figured out where the rear radiator was going to land in space was to get it into the computer and figure out what's the ducting going to look like? How can it fit in the car? How does it go around things? Can we get the right expansion in the right area? So this is not my work. It's actually, the ducting is designed by Robin Shute. He's been helping us out on this. So you can kind of look in here and you can see the duct. This is the bottom side. This square part down here, that'll be the radiator. We're trying to get like a nice smooth airflow going into it that doesn't disrupt the wing, because one of the big things here that we're concerned with is you got a bunch of air kind of coming over the top of the windshield here, and you tend to get some detached flow and a little bit of turbulence up here. It actually generates a little bit of lift. So we're trying to get this duct where the air reattaches to the roof and it can follow into the duct. So we won't know for sure until we test it out, but this was Robin's idea. So here's the top part of the scoop. If you look at it, in the side view, we're trying to keep it really kind of smooth. It's very low profile so that when the air comes across, it'll be dipping down and then just ever so slightly proud of the roof to catch just a little bit extra air. This highlighted section's kind of showing you what this initial iteration is going to be. We're again going for a nice expansion here because that's going to increase the pressure, and the pressure differential across the cooler in here is really what's going to help that thing flow and help the car stay cool. And another thing that we decided to play with, I think this was Aaron's idea, so we're playing around with different versions of maybe like a shark fin on there just because we think it looks kind of cool. This one's a little shorter than some of the ones we were playing with, so we're going to kind of see what does that do in CFD while we're messing with it, see if it's helpful at all or wasteful, and kind of looking at it in the model trying to go, do we think it's cool? I think it's kind of neat, especially if it was going to be carbon. I think it'd be kind of cool. So that's where we're at now. The model's all done. The duct is done. We hollowed out the back so we could see. Another question is going to be, we've already got this hollowed out area in the middle. Do we need to make that larger so that we have a little bit more airflow out the back, or is that okay? So that's one of the questions we're looking at from the CFD analysis. Another one is going to be the front edge of this part right here. So if you look, this part's actually radiused, kind of like what you would see at the front of an airfoil shape, because we're trying to split the air and make sure that it's not super pitch sensitive and it doesn't create a bunch of dirty air off of it. We're trying to keep it kind of attached and smooth airflow along this edge so that the air going into the wing doesn't get disrupted. So the main CFD questions are going to be, did we nail this shape? Is the entry here the right shape? So you might ask yourself, why is this curved like that? Why not just have it be straight? Well, one of the things that NACA ducts do is they'll use this sharp edge as a shedding edge to spin up vortices inside, and that's intended to kind of help the boundary layer stay attached on the sides of the duct. So the intention here is give it a little bit of expansion right away with a sharp shedding edge and see if we can't get some vortices going down in there to help with flow attachment. So we're looking at this edge, we're looking at this edge, we're looking at what happens to the wing, and we're looking at what is the pressure and mass flow through the radiator core, and what's the pressure differential across it. So all of those questions you could do by like iterating it, putting it together, put sensors on it, go drive it, see how it works. Fortunately, because we have a whole model, we're working with Virus, and those guys are able to take this model, run CFD analysis on it, and then it's going to show us pressure plots, it's going to show us flow streams, and we're going to have a really good idea of what the answer to all our questions are. And then we go back through it, make any corrections that we want, and rerun it until we get this to do exactly what we want, which in a perfect world, we're hoping that this duct will flow the exact same amount of air as we had in the front, and the car will stay just as cool as it did before.
Perfect.